My name is Haley Mahoney. This is my presentation for 2018. Clean Water Project Creating Wells for Clean Drinking Water in Africa. Water is a basic need. More than 1 billion people wake up without clean water. This leaves families vulnerable without clean water to cook, bathe, or drink with. The lack of clean water can cause diseases and death. Water conditions. This picture shows what the civilians in Africa and many developing countries see daily when getting water. They use anything that will carry and hold the water. They fill these containers with whatever water they can find. Pollution is one of the main causes of water contamination. Many factors from human and environmental conditioning cause pollutants. The pollution from these cause contamination in the air and water sources through trash, chemicals, and other debris that is not properly disposed of. Contaminated water. Waste from human and animals gather in the different water sources. They are added right to the water, or the rain and other debris wash this waste into the sources. Dead animal carcasses are dragged by other animals into the water, or they die in the water and are left to decompose. The example of source water contamination shows the different effects people and the environment have on water sources in any area of the world. They add bacteria, parasites, and other harmful particles that these individuals ingest. There are many diseases caused from contamination. Children are the first to get sick and pass away. Some of these diseases are cholera, diarrheal diseases, typhoid fever, enteritis, and dysentery, all transmitted through contaminated water, all caused by bacteria and parasites. Water contamination adds bacteria, parasites, and chemicals into the body. This can cause headache and fatigue. It can cause gastroenteritis. These developing countries without proper medicine will pass. Along with contaminated water, this also affects the food. Poor water conditions kill and infect sea life, a source of food for locals. Their livestock is also fed the same contaminated water. This gives them the same diseases and bacteria. This either causes them to lose a food source, or they ingest the bacteria of these animals along with their own contamination. Carcasses contaminated by water can spread diseases through other animals eating the remains. Stray dogs, or even pets left to roam, can bring these diseases right into the home. Contaminated water takes away a food source that is already scarce. If carcasses of dead animals are left, it can contaminate the ground for plant life. Locals may grow nearby. Although it is illegal, sea lions are caught and killed and then eaten. Sea lions live in the contaminated water and eat the fish swimming also in that water. Nyiragongo is a volcano in Africa. It adds mercury to the water, which the smaller wildlife eat the unfiltered water. Bigger animals eat along the food chain, and humans are at the end of the food chain. Environmental conditions. Poor living conditions. 60% of the land surface is dry lands and desert. This causes more need for water, a higher thirst. The largest desert, the Sahara, is located in Africa, reaching degrees of 100 degrees commonly. Record high temperatures have reached 136 degrees Fahrenheit. Climates in Africa. Sahel region, droughts and dust storms are very common. In Central Africa, the rainforests are warm to hot climate conditions with high humidity. This is where the heaviest rainfall is located. The Kalahari Desert covers much of Botswana and parts of Namibia. Rainfall is sparse at only 3 to 7.5 inches a year. The hottest average temperature on Earth is Dole, Ethiopia, averaging 93 degrees. The world record for hottest temperature was 136 degrees in Azizia, Libya. Winters in Johannesburg have highs of 78 degrees and lows of 60 degrees. Most of the country has warm, sunny days and cooler nights. The mountains have colder temperatures, but 60% is made up of dry lands and deserts. The water sources. Individuals collect water from a muddy puddle. They collect from the river, and they gather water from streams, even though they don't know where it comes from. All of these sources, they do not know what is in or where they come from. Females in water gathering. Millions of women and children take several hours a day to gather water from distant and polluted sources. They travel on average 3.7 miles to reach water. This takes children away from attending school and women from earning an income. This leaves them vulnerable to developing malaria, They suffer from animal attacks and infections, and they take the chance on being beaten, depending on the day and where they are having to travel. Condition in which water is gathered. Young girls and mothers tie heavy containers to their backs to allow enough water to be gathered to bring home. Young children learn to balance heavy objects on their heads to make carrying the water easier on the many trips. They use bowls and cups, anything to scoop, making water transfer easier. They use buckets, gallon water jugs, and small liter bottles to transport and contain the water for home. They do whatever is necessary and making the trips easier. Clean water scarcity. This shows most of Africa has an economic water scarcity. Part is approaching physical water scarcity, and part is physical water scarcity. But overall, a lot of water is scarce in this region. This is a few years old, but it gives an idea to the ratio of individuals having access to safe drinking water. A lot of the numbers are low. Wells are a better source than groundwater. This shows how the top of the stream is the discharge area and everything flows down. Pumped well water is kept cleaner, more protected from the elements. Any water filtration system cleans the contaminated water of particles, parasites, or bacteria it may contain. This cleans water to make it safer to drink. Clean water wells. In developing world, schools and communities depend on non-profit organizations to donate or purchase water wells. Organizations